Welcome to La Cusinga. The southern Pacific coast of Costa Rica is considered to be one of the world's richest places for biodiversity. La Cusinga Lodge was created in order to share and help protect the local and nearby national treasures. Also to learn and educate others about tropical conservation, sustainable agriculture and development, tropical architecture, and alternative energy use. Through research, experimentation, and implementation, we strive to become worthy stewards of this particular area and to serve as an example for others to follow in this and other areas of Costa Rica and the world. In the early 1970s, Alcoa Aluminum planned to strip mine much of this region between Uvita and San Isidro del General and export bauxite from the deepwater port that the Costa Rican government had been officially contracted to build on Punta Uvita. The ecological disaster was not averted by the numerous national and international protesters, but because of the providential discovery of slightly cheaper mining costs in Jamaica. Ironically, Punta Uvita and Bahia Ballena are now part of Costa Rica's first national marine park, called Parque Nacional Marino Ballena, which we are proud to have helped create. Oscar Arias, former president and Nobel Peace Prize recipient, used to go snorkeling with us here. He promised giving official protection of the local marine habitat if we could justify it with good biological reasons. Humpback whales on the International Endangered Species List visit Ballena Bay to mate and calf here every year, and if we could document this fact, Oscar Arias would protect them. After considerable investigation and cooperation with Jean-Michel Cousteau and the Marine Mammal Laboratory in Washington, with help from Costa Rican environmentalists Mario Boza and Alvaro Ugalde, photographers Carol Henderson and Marco Tulio Saborio, with local support of hundreds of signing petitioners, Oscar Arias fulfilled his promise and decreed Parque Nacional Marino Ballena. Other cetaceans also visit Ballena Bay and may be observed from La Cusinga Lodge, or you may charter a boat to get closer to them. Cruising out to Piedra Ballena, Corcovado National Park, or Caño Island Biological Reserve can provide close observations of whales, dolphins, turtles, and seabirds. You can fish for mahi-mahi, tuna, wahoo, and Sierra mackerel, and go snorkeling over fish-filled reefs and shoals. The local coastal marine sector of the eastern tropical Pacific is highly prolific, and marine environmentalists are trying to keep it that way. La Cusinga Lodge participates actively in supporting all the nearby protected areas, and most of our guests kindly help keep the beaches free of garbage. The construction of the Coast Highway between 1992 and 1996 caused serious erosion which flowed into the ocean and killed much of the coral reefs. Fortunately, the currents coming up from Panama continue to carry the larvae of coral polyps, which keep rebuilding the damaged reefs. This is why it is so important to follow the conservation-minded guidelines by the coast when building roads, construction sites, or agricultural fields. The owners of La Cusinga have not cut or cleared primary forest since we began living here in 1972. What was already cleared had been used for planting rice, corn, beans, and finally pasture grasses. We continue to keep some horses and dairy cattle in a few areas we haven't converted to reforestation. Cacao for the production of chocolate was a profitable agricultural activity for us until the monkeys and squirrels became fond of it. At that point, we had to decide whether to settle for a failed business venture or to poison the local wildlife. Unlike many other local farmers, we could afford to lose our crop and let the animals devour it freely. Seeking a profitable activity which didn't require lethal competition with other living creatures, we began abandoning cleared areas and planting trees for lumber and furniture production. In 1977, no one was reforesting in this part of Costa Rica since cattle raising was so easy and lucrative to supply the unlimited demand of voracious North American hamburger eaters. Also, there was still plenty of forest and lumber was cheap. However, by the time we began to build La Cusinga Lodge in 1996, Costa Ricans had destroyed 70% of their primary forest, mostly squandering the valuable hardwoods. By that time, we were wealthy in reforested wood, mostly native species ready to harvest. La Cusinga Lodge is made from those trees and teak, which is an exotic. We keep planting trees every year. It is a sustainable business with which we are very satisfied, as it is benign to the local and global environment and provides steady employment for many local people who need the work. At La Cusinga, we use hydroelectric power from the stream that runs through the property and photovoltaic power from the sun. Our potable water comes from an underground spring up in the mountains. Our energy and water are limited resources and need to be conserved, especially during dry season. We grow or produce or gather much of what we eat and hope you enjoy the freshness of our food. We bury and compost our biodegradable garbage and truck what we can't recycle to the municipal waste disposal. We chase hunter dogs and tie them up and try and discourage them and their owners from killing animals we try to protect. If we cannot find the owners, we turn the dogs over to local authorities. We take the protection of habitat and species quite seriously and prohibit any collecting, trapping, or harassing of any creature. We do the best to preserve the biodiversity of species and the varied scenery here. Many creatures are extremely sensitive to any disruption. For example, the red-cap manakin can be found only in 3 very small areas of our property where the cutting of a single tree could cause their disappearance. La Cusinga's numerous trails go through no-disturb areas where even if a valuable hardwood tree falls, we leave it alone, except if it blocks a trail, in which case we cut a passageway through it. We do not hesitate to make a serious problem for anyone seen or caught harming or extracting flora or fauna from the property or the bordering national park, which extends 50 meters inland from the coast. We want to leave nature here as intact as possible for everyone's sake. La Cusinga was created mostly for environmental education purposes and has served hundreds of local, regional, national, and international students and nature lovers who come here to appreciate and learn about tropical marine and terrestrial ecology. Since a great variety of people of all ages and origins enjoy this place, we have expanded somewhat in order to accommodate up to 40 people at a time. We feel that what we most have to offer is to simply share the place and its life force and its wonderful people and wildlife. But we also offer the chance for you to participate in lots of activities of many different types and levels. Here you can learn a lot about the tropics and have a lot of fun while you're at it. We of La Cusinga want you to know why we are open to visitors like you. We want you to be healthy and safe and happy. We want you to enjoy and appreciate the local environment and people. We want you to get a taste of the real tropics and the people of Costa Rica. We want you to do your part whenever and wherever possible to encourage the conservation of tropical wilderness and cultures. We want you to like La Cusinga, to discover the magic here, and to come back and visit us. Muchas gracias.